What's up, everybody? It's your boy Bill for Anything, and this is gonna be a pretty serious video. I wanted to talk to you guys about depression because this is something that I've battled with in my life, and I felt the need to make this video because recently there was a designer by the name of Kate Spade who just recently committed suicide, and I always find it intriguing when you see celebrities, right? Like a Whitney Houston or, which hers was a drug overdose, but, other people who've committed suicide or just took their lives in their own hands. When you look at them and you say to yourself, these people have so much money, they're celebrities, everybody loves them, they have this amazing life, and yet here they are damaging themselves, right? And you look at yourself and you're like me or just, the everyday average person, and you're aspiring or trying to accumulate these things. And then when you see other people who have these things and beyond are still not satisfied with their life. And so I really wanted to talk to you guys, right? And because the way I feel is everybody has dealt with depression at some part of their life. And the difference with depression and sadness is just when you're sad over just an extreme period of time and it just interferes with your day-to-day life, right? And I could tell you from my experience, I had a situation where I was engaged, things didn't work out, I was in a long-term relationship, and during that period afterwards, I found that it was hard for me to function. It really just came down on me because it was a part of my life that I was so accustomed to that had just come to an end, and it just affected me. Luckily for me, I had some great friends, family that was there for me, answered all my calls. We just did different things together, and they really did a lot to help take my mind off of things. But what I learned is that in watching these situations, right, I see that a lot of times people tend to recommend that you get help, right? And I'm not a clinical psychologist. I'm not trying to be, I'm not claiming to be. But you always hear about people saying, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And especially if you're somebody with pride, it's a little difficult to ask people for help, right? And so you tend to kind of keep things to yourself, and that could be dangerous, right? Especially if you start to, hurt yourself. If you're not eating, or maybe you turn into alcohol and drugs and things like that, you're trying to escape that feeling, right? Because, there's different kinds of pain, but like a broken heart or, a death in the family or somebody close to you, these are things that really, really stick, right? And so what I would suggest or what I would say is, because I know that it could be difficult to talk to strangers, right? To pick up and call an 800 number and talk to strangers. And sometimes it's even hard to talk to people that are close to you because sometimes maybe you just don't want to feel like you want to bother them about it. What I would say to you guys, if you are dealing with any type of extreme sadness or depression, is have a spiritual connection with someone. And I say someone, a spiritual connection. I believe in the scriptures. I believe in the Most High. I'm not trying to impose my religion upon anybody here. You're entitled to believe in whatever you want to believe in. All I'm saying is that here's where I'm coming from with this, okay? Your friends come and go in your life. Your family come and go in your life. There's gonna be times where you're literally all alone, right? You could be around a lot of people, but you're just alone. You're alone in your thoughts. You're alone dealing with some type of catastrophe that's happened to you. You need to have a spiritual connection with the Most High, or with, someone, that something inside of you, right? That you can connect to, something that you can go back to, that you can have a purpose for yourself, that can help realign you. Because there's gonna be things in life that's gonna knock you off. Like it just is what it is. We all go through it. But I think the difference is that how we deal with things. And yes, it's great to connect with other people. You definitely want to do that as much as possible. But I also mean like taking care of your body, right? Like that's important too. What you eat, that affects your mind, right? So you want to pay attention to things like that. You want to pay attention to the people around you. If you have people around you that's not happy for you when you going through things, or just not, or also not there for you when you're dealing with things, you got to let those people go. And you have to do better at finding the right people and also being the right person, right? Because in order for you to have the right people around you, you have to be the right type of person as well, because good people are not attracted to bad people per se, right? So you want to make sure that you're the type of person that would attract good people to you. And then you want to be able to know the difference between people that really care for you and people that's just there because maybe you have some sort of success that they feel like they could build on, right? So the spiritual connection, again, is so key, because that's what's going to help, again, keep you centered. It's going to help you navigate through life. And when you look at the situation with Kate Spade, in reading her story, apparently she just went through a recent divorce, and even her own sister kind of knew that she was battling this depression and encouraged her to get help, but she felt like she didn't want to do it because she didn't want to affect her brand. She has a daughter. You know, people deal with these outside pressures, right? That the pressure to be perfect, and we're not perfect. Like, we all deal with stuff, right? We all go through things. And even with her, you can see that she was dealing with that. And these are things that me and you, like, everybody deals with every day. But I want you to know that you are important. You are worth it. Take care of yourself. Try not to be too attached. And I preach about this a lot. I always encourage people, like, don't be attached to material things or even people. Like, only thing you should be attached to is something much greater than yourself, because that is what's not going to leave you. You could be locked up in a prison, 4 walls. You can always talk to that spiritual person. You know, if your friends are not around, you can't use that as a means to, like, just take your own life, or just not know how to navigate through that. So I say that to you guys to just say, look, I'd rather you be strong individuals out there. You know, I talk about being built for anything. And these are the things that I talk about to a lot of people close to me, is that it's great to appreciate people. It's great to love people, but also understand, like, everybody's not going to always be there for you. Your parents not going to always be there for you. Your siblings not going to always be there for you. Always make sure that you have a purpose in your life. You're taking care of your body. You're taking care of your mind. You're taking care of yourself spiritually. All right? So that's my message to you guys. I'll be back with some more videos that's a little bit less melodramatic than this. Shout out to all the new subscribers out there. Peace and love. Please feel free to share this video with anybody that you feel could benefit from this. All right? Peace and love. It's your boy Bill for Anything. I will catch you on the next video. I'm out.